Thing about your classroom and your standards. But first, before that, I would like to know if you really know the program.
So Joanne sent me some information about it. I haven't yet had a chance to read about it, but my understanding is it's a teacher training program.
Yes.
Okay. I'm sorry, I haven't read up the document yet.
No, don't worry. But I just wanted to know that we use some standards, like specific standards, for you to grade it and just okay. Let me share you my screen for about standards. So, so this is our standards. So
Okay.
yes. So can you see the
The
website?
rubric.
Yeah, rubric. Okay. And this is the score, and you score based on the standards for each week. Okay.
Okay.
So I guess I'm in module 7, but actually my teaching will happen in module 8. So it will be around, like, I'll let you know through the email. Okay. And and before that, I really want to know, like, the lessons that I will teach during the first week. So what I'm going to teach based on, like, what textbooks or what stuff that I need to teach in the first week.
Right. So our current unit is on it's science, so it's forces in motion. So the students are studying forces in motion. Today we just did a lab where we worked with static friction to determine what sorts of things create more static friction or less static friction. Let's see here. Our specific textbook we use is Science, A Closer Look. It's a Macmillan McGraw textbook. Can you see it?
Can I see closer? Yes, the Science. Okay. Yes.
Okay. So let's see here. Depending on which weeks you're here, basically we're working on forces, motion, and then we'll be working on energy after that. So those will kind of be the topics we're covering through pretty much the end of the year. We might have a little bit of flex time towards the end of the year where we can look at some astronomy, but other than that, we're just looking at forces, motion, and energy.
Oh, energy. Oh, okay. So do you know what type of standards do you use in
the standards here? There is in fact a standards that's right in the book. Hold
on. When I had in previous units and activities, I used NGSS, like that. The NGSS standard. It's like a science standard. So is it okay for me to use that? Because
yes.
If
that's the one that you're most comfortable using, it is fine by me. Yes, our science standards are: number 1, understands and utilizes science processes. Number 2, makes connections between science and society. Number 3, uses observation and recording skills to collect and organize information. Number 4, reads and comprehends grade level science technical texts, including other graphic sources, independently and proficiently. Number 5, writes explanatory text to examine a topic and convey information clearly. And finally, understands either physical earth or life science concepts. So our standards, I feel like, are very general.
Yes, so okay, I can use that standard too, because that sounds more like a basic, I guess, basic standard for all the sciences. So maybe I can use that. And so for the lessons that I teach during the first week, should I teach the energy or which specific lessons
it will depend exactly on when you're here. Honestly, if you teach, you're going to be doing like supplemental lessons to go with.
Yes.
Okay. So let me see here. We've just, do you know about which week you'd be starting to come?
Just hang on seconds, because it will be my first teaching.
So we will be somewhere around actually talking about work and energy by then.
Working
So
energy.
yeah, I can send you
Yes.
when we're done with the phone, I'll send you like the pacing calendar basically.
Oh, sure.
That will show you where we're studying what, which would probably be really helpful for you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Of course, my pleasure.
And the next question would be the classroom expectations. Like, what expectations I need to follow?
In terms of student behavior, or in terms of
like class behaviors or and teachers' behavior, students' behavior as well.
Students' behavior. Okay. So we have 5 students in the class, and my own, it's very small. And my own teaching personality is a little relaxed. So I know that often people are expected to raise their hand. I'm more okay with students answering at will. So the students are more trained towards that. If you prefer having them raise their hand, just let them know, and that will be the class expectation. Because I know that, different teachers have different opinions about that. Because we're such a small class, it's a little conversational sometimes. Other than that, the students are expected to be respectful of the teacher, each other, the materials, and follow directions the first time asked. Be safe.
Be safe
and be responsible. Yes. And to speak English. They are expected to speak English in class.
Speak English, yes.
Let me think. Anything else? But because of the class size, the classroom management tends to be pretty easy. And also the nature of this particular class, they're very friendly. They really like hands-on projects. Sometimes they can be a little silly, and I usually let them get the giggles out, because at this point of year, 6th grade girls, they're just giggly. That's just the reality of the situation. I don't want to punish them for their natural needs.
Okay.
Yeah.
I really like. Is there any special kids or special student, special needs student, or who has low level reading skill? What are the differentiation though?
So the class itself is pretty on level in terms of their reading comprehension. And a lot of them do go to study academies for English and math and science. So they have a pretty strong background. I have one student who actually has very high comprehension, but his speaking output is pretty low still.
Speaking, so one student?
Just one. But he understands everything he reads. That's not the trouble. The bigger issue is he has trouble verbalizing his understanding.
I see.
Actually, if you look at just his MAP score, for example, we use MAP for a lot of our assessments. It's his MAP score is above average in terms of language and reading. It's just the verbalizing his understanding is his struggle.
I see.
But other than that, all of the students are very much on level or above level. So
wow.
So will hopefully be a fairly easy class to work with.
Learning units will be the units. What kind of specific units? As you mentioned, force of motion, right?
Yeah. So we've just done forces in motion. Our next unit will be changes. So it's 1 lesson per week, and I try to do a lab with them every week as well.
So 1 lesson per week, right? For example, waves and sounds. You teach them waves and sounds for a week, right?
Yes, for 1 week.
1 week. Okay. Then, what are the learning objectives, though? Is it pretty much? I guess they are pretty similar, right?
Yes. Essentially,
picture and send it to me through email.
Yes,
okay.
And it's a lot. Yeah.
Okay. I really appreciate that you took time with me because
course.
I know you're very busy in teaching, and
It's really my pleasure.
okay.
I actually really am passionate about new teacher education. So this